Have you ever received your paycheck and already knew it wasn't yours? Bills, credit cards, loans, debt. Before the money even hits your account, it's already gone, and if that's your life right now, stay until the end. Because today we're not talking about financial theories, we're talking about how people actually get out of debt. One of the biggest lies people believe is that debt exists only because they don't make enough money. That sounds logical, but it's not always true, because if income was the only problem, people with higher salaries would never struggle financially. Yet, many of them do. Some people earn twice as much as the average person and still live paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because debt rarely starts with one huge mistake. It usually starts with hundreds of small decisions, one unnecessary purchase, one payment plan, one credit card swipe, one loan that seemed harmless, and none of those decisions feel dangerous at the time. That's the trap. Debt grows quietly, month after month, year after year, until one day you realize you're no longer working for yourself. You're working for payments, you're working for decisions you made years ago, and that's when stress takes over. Many people feel trapped, like there's no way out. But there is. The problem is that most people try to solve debt with more debt. When money gets tight, they borrow more. When that loan becomes a problem, they refinance. When that stops working, they use credit cards. And the cycle continues. It's like being stuck in a hole and trying to escape by digging deeper. The first step out of debt isn't making more money. The first step is stopping the behavior that created the debt. That part is uncomfortable, because it forces you to be honest. Many people blame inflation, the economy, their boss, the government, and yes, those things can make life harder. But until you take responsibility for what you can control, nothing changes. Here's another truth. Debt is not only a money problem, it's a behavior problem. People spend when they're stressed. They spend when they're bored. They spend when they want to feel successful. They spend when they want approval from others. The purchase lasts a few minutes, the payment lasts years. That's why so many people look rich but feel broke. The car looks expensive, the phone looks expensive, the clothes look expensive, but their bank account tells a completely different story. And that's one of the biggest financial traps in modern life. People spend money they don't have to impress people they don't even care about. Then, they wonder why they feel trapped. If you want to get out of debt, you have to stop playing that game. You have to stop buying things you don't need, not because saving money is fun, but because freedom is worth more than temporary pleasure. Another mistake people make is waiting for a miracle. They wait for a raise, a better job, a lucky break. But financial freedom rarely comes from one big event. It comes from small decisions repeated over and over again, one payment at a time, 1 month without creating new debt, one smart decision repeated hundreds of times. That's how real change happens. The truth is, getting out of debt is usually boring. There's no secret hack, no magic formula, no overnight success story, just discipline, patience, consistency, and the willingness to make difficult choices today so your future can be better tomorrow. Most people quit because they don't see results fast enough. But debt wasn't created overnight, and it won't disappear overnight either. The people who eventually become financially free are not always the smartest. They're the ones who stay consistent the longest. Every payment matters, every month matters. Every decision matters, and eventually something changes. You start sleeping better, you stop panicking every time a bill arrives, you stop checking your bank account with fear, you stop feeling trapped. And that's the real goal. Not just more money, more peace. Because debt doesn't only steal your income, it steals your focus, your energy, your confidence, your freedom. And that's why it's worth fighting. Maybe it will take months, maybe years, but every step forward is still progress, because the alternative is staying exactly where you are, and that's far more expensive. If you watched until the end, comment, "There is a way out," so I know who's serious about changing their financial future. Like this video if you want more content about money, discipline, and financial freedom. Share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Subscribe for weekly videos on money, discipline, mindset, and success without the fluff.